What is up, Buttercup? So today we are doing the collective weekly reading, right? So we're going to be going over the astrology as well as doing a tarot reading for what the collective can expect today. We have a new moon in Scorpio this morning, so I figured why not start something new on the new moon, right? So let's get into it. If you used to be on my Patreon, you're gonna see that this is the same weekly reading that we used to do there. I go over the astrology, kind of give you an intuitive idea of what's going to happen during the week, and then we get into the spread. We dive deeper into it. I'm not going to go zodiac by zodiac sign. That's what your zodiac sign readings are for. This is more of a collective reading, so just take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force it to fit. Hello, my dear. If you see me looking over here, it's just because my chat's over there, my stream's over here, and everything else is over here, right? Okay. Perfect. So let's start with today, right? So today is November 13th. We have the new moon in Scorpio. So the new moon in Scorpio, I know if you've been watching some astrologers about mid-month of November, it's going to go one of two ways. You're either going to feel like there's a lot of chaos and it's really disruptive and challenging, or it's going to feel really progressive and motivating, and you're going to have a lot of clarity about the direction you want to move into. The reason being is because we have Uranus and Saturn both direct. They're not retrograding anymore. And with these two heavy hitters or bigger planets, right, that have more energy to influence us with, Saturn's the planet of maturity and Uranus is the planet of sudden awakenings and rebellion. So it's challenging us to kind of learn to flow and to be more adaptive through the sudden changes that Uranus brings into our lives. And we're ending eclipse season, right? So with eclipse season kind of dwindling away, we're also, eclipses are about destined changes, destined energy. So just be mindful of that. So today, new moon in Scorpio. So this is going to be a new start in a certain area of your life that Scorpio hits in your chart, right? So let's say you have Scorpio in your 10th house. You're going to have a new beginning in regards to your career, your public image, your reputation, etc., right? So Scorpio gets a bad rep of being like a liar or mysterious and things like this, but Scorpio is actually extremely transformative and very intuitive energy. And the secrets don't always have to be in regards to things external to you. They could also be things that you start to realize about yourself and things from the subconscious mind that start to surface that help you integrate a new version of yourself, right? So especially if you're a Scorpio rising, and this is in your first house, your rising sign, right? You're going to be experiencing a deeper awareness of the parts of you that maybe you didn't see so clearly previously, or the things that are standing in the way of you becoming more in alignment with your authenticity. Okay. So today we also have the sun in Scorpio oppose Uranus and Taurus. So the sun rules the ego and the sign of Scorpio. This could be realizing certain fears or things that are hidden from us, insecurities, but also maybe even the occult, like a deeper psychic awareness or more confidence in your abilities and the things that you used to keep hidden from the world or things that you might have held really precious to you. You start now showing them and sharing them. With Uranus and Taurus, it's creating this challenge to push you outside your comfort zone in regards to starting new foundations, right? Because Taurus is very stable, it's very grounded. So this shakeup is going to have to do with a certain foundation in your life. And that's what you're going to have this awareness around. Okay. So today's a really big day for setting intentions as well as being more present with yourself and getting to know what it is that you might feel a little disconnected from, because that's where you're going to have the key of that awareness come through, and that's what's going to help you really move forward. Okay, so tomorrow we have the moon in Sag, sextile Venus in Libra. This is a very artistic day. Sagittarius, very intuitive. Fire sign, very artistic, very passionate. Venus, Venusian energy, home in Libra is a very balanced way of creating a sense of luxury, love, compassion, femininity in our life. So with the moon, the intuitive sign, Venus also the feminine and the intuitive, both Sag and Libra are going to be supporting an energy of creativity. So whatever awareness you get today over the next few days, the week's going to help us build up into a much more creative and collaborative energy, because we have a very supportive, loving energy, and Libra is also our south node. So we're healing the parts of ourselves that maybe struggle to have authentic connection. Okay, cool. So then we go into Wednesday, the 15th. We have Mercury and Sag. Sorry, I have to stop this music. It's like doing something to my throat here listening to it. Hey Google, off. Okay. Mercury and Sag, sextile Venus and Libra. I like Mercury and Sagittarius. It means that the communication is kind of like we get to this place of like the efforts, right? Sagittarius can be very blunt but very playful. It's not malicious, and I like Mercury hanging out on that sign. Even though it's not at its strongest, it is very pleasant. It reminds me of very Page of Wands, like flirty, fun, let's explore. So this is a great time to find the right way to express yourself, yet also feel heard, especially with Venus and Libra, right? So Libra is a sign of balance and reciprocity. So it's having that ability to see both sides. Cool. So then we go into the 16th. We have the moon entering Capricorn. Capricorn tends to not be very emotional, externally at least, and internally they typically are very emotional, very sensitive. It's the expression of it, depending on where you have your Capricorn placement, right? So with the moon in Capricorn, this is actually a great time to start to make long-term goals in regards to what resonates with your feminine and intuitive energy. The moon, right? Capricorn, long-term goals, legacy, foundations, structure, and maturity, because it's ruled by Saturn, right? You may want to work on anything that requires a practical approach. And that's also teaching you how to start to build things with a more slow and intentional process versus impulsive and maybe a little all over the place. Hey, Nickerine, I feel like I haven't heard from you in forever. Yeah, cool stuff. Okay, so then we have Mars and Scorpio, trine Neptune and Pisces. Mars is home in Scorpio. It's really powerful there, but also very comfortable there. So this energy doesn't have to be Mars gets a bad rep too, along with Scorpio. But actually, Mars and Scorpio, if you shift your lens of that negative connotation to one that's positive, like, okay, Mars is comfortable, right? It's comfortable, it's at home, the energy of it flows with ease in Scorpio, meaning that creativity, sexuality, passion, ambition, drive, primal energy, all this stuff, which also resonates with your Kundalini energy, right? And the ability to connect more with your intuitive, sacral, and like soul level self is going to be heightened at this time in regards to the fact that it's also in a trine, which is a very supportive aspect with Neptune, the planet of higher states of consciousness, illusion, distortion, yeah, but it's also daydream. It's also the other side, okay? And Neptune's home in Pisces, right? So two very, very supportive energies all hanging out with one another. Um, Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm starting to do like the Patreon lives like every week just on YouTube now. I won't be doing any individual or like personal readings or zodiac sign readings today. It's just going to be a collective tarot reading. So we're just checking in with the collective for the week because November's a rough month, but we're going to put a positive spin on that, right? Right. Cool. So with Mars and Scorpio trying Neptune and Pisces, that very intuitive, very passionate, very sexual energy, working in collaboration with the intuitive higher consciousness energy of Neptune and Pisces. Spiritual projects and ventures are going to be really easy at this time. So if you want to get into doing energy work, tarot, or maybe just reconnecting with yourself or deepening your connection with yourself, your higher power, and your authenticity, this is going to be an incredible time to do that. This is a great week for setting intentions. So please go ahead, do that. If you want to workshop on that, let me know in the comments. And on the 17th, we also have the Sun in Scorpio trine Neptune and Pisces, right? So basically the same aspect, but with the Sun in Scorpio versus Mars in Scorpio, now we're focused on more of our ego. So our personal power, our resilience, right? And our ability to connect with the truth of what's healthy power and what's a misuse of power. Because the Sun, again, is the ego. So it's our self-worth and or our fears, limiting beliefs, and insecurities, right? Wounds, okay? Self-worth or lack thereof. So great week. Really is a great week. I know it could be a little intense, but it's just a matter of choosing to use astrology as a tool to help you move in a more high frequency direction versus seeing the malice in it. Okay, so just be mindful of the lens you're looking at it through. On the 18th, which I believe is Saturday, we still have the Sun in Scorpio conjunct Mars in Scorpio. So that just means that they're in the same sign. So now we're going to have the illumination of any misuse of power, right? So this is a really good time to also use that extreme energy and drive because the Sun, right, in Scorpio is our personal power. It's going to be shining on Mars, which is already ambition and strength and energy and all this. So with the solar energy, the sun, which is also strength, and the solar plexus, our will, it's going to be a great time to take action on things that really excite you. So it's a really good time to start new projects. I personally like to start new things either the day of the new moon, like these live chats, or 3 to 4 days after it, because then the energy starts to peak, but it's not as intense. Okay. So depending on how you feel personally with the current energy, listen to that. Don't feel obligated. This is just what I recommend. Don't feel obligated to start something on the new moon. Sit with yourself and get to know how your energy moves, because when you do that, you're going to have a deeper awareness of what suits you better. Because my energy is going to be different than yours. Theirs will be different than yours. Everybody moves differently because every sign hits us differently in our chart and interacts differently with our personal energy. Okay? Okay. Like some of you might feel really lethargic prior to new moons and really like on the upswing afterwards. Some of you might be the flip flop of that, right? Really excited, and then afterward you start to drain a little, right? So it just depends on how you move and how it resonates with you. So on the 19th, we have the moon in Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus. This is a really interesting energy because the moon is very intuitive. Aquarius is an air sign, so we're moving the feminine into this very Aquarius likes to do what they want to do, right? My whole first house was Aquarius, so I would know. So this is a really good time to make changes around anything you want to make happen without trying to fit yourself in a box. I call Aquarius a sign of authenticity. So Aquarians tend to be very rebellious, but it's not for the sake of rebellion. It's typically for the sake of not wanting to be kept in a box. And so with the moon there, you're going to be realizing what you really need to embody your authenticity. And this is going to be a great time to put certain things on hold that don't take priority to you, and having a greater awareness of what it is you really want to start diving into. So just be a little mindful of having patience with this though, because Aquarius tends to be very impulsive and it tends to move very quickly. So with this square with Uranus, Uranus is in Taurus, which is very grounded, very slow energy, but it's also very divinely guided shakeups. And squares create like not necessarily restriction, but challenge. So it's almost like, okay, if you feel like you're making progress, you hit a wall. You make progress, you hit a wall. You make progress, you hit a wall. That's that square in Uranus, right? So allow yourself to flow and have that patience with yourself to know when it's the time to rest, and then put your your foot back on the gas. Okay, cool. So that's the astrology for the week. I felt a very big shift this week. I've been loving Aquarius this year. Haven't known many in the past. Yeah, I love Aquarius energy. And yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I could get into progressive astrology, all that stuff too. But let's get into the reading. Let's see what everybody most needs to know with this upcoming week of November 13th to the 19th. Okay. So let's put a timestamp for where we're currently at in the live chat, if somebody could, because my time's going to be a little different than yours. So we'll say about 13 minutes in, right? Okay. Okay. For the collective, please, spirit. I heard soul catching. This feels like a lot of opportunities coming in. Yep. See, now my throat and my heart space are opening. I feel okay. So now we have the upper chakras coming online. So if you felt very like stuck or rigid in the past few weeks, or you felt as if you were really needing to cocoon and hermit, that energy is going to start passing. You're going to start stepping into what it is that helps you express yourself. It feels very light, very, very light. I like this a lot. Okay. There's okay, so we have a lot of feminine because my left side is getting a lot of attention. Um, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new guides coming in for people, as well as a deeper sense of having a strong support system, even in your day-to-day life. So this could be friends and family. If you're feeling more empathetic or more willing to connect with people, this is what's going to support you and in turn raise your frequency because you feel safe, you feel secure, and then more doors start to open. That opportunity will start coming in. Okay. Beautiful. So now we can get into it. Cool. Let's start with sacred what? Sacred travelers. What's sacred travelers? Why do I know what this is, but I can't see it in my see is that an oracle deck? I think it's it's an oracle deck. I don't think it's a. Is it? Sacred Traveler, Sacred Destiny, Shaman Starseed, Sacred Traveler. I thought so. I thought it was this one. Okay. I was about to say. My eyes are getting really sensitive, which tells me that the way that you perceive things is probably going to be shifting drastically. Okay. I heard take time to reflect. This is going to be the transmutation of any sorrow that's stuck in the body or any last little bits of energy that you need to mourn. It's releasing. Beautiful. Because now I feel on the right side energy coming in that tells me that you're going to start taking action or an opportunity is going to come in that you need to begin building. Okay. I heard spirit has a plan. Stepping into power, you are strong beyond measure. I feel like this is a lot of people walking away from certain relationships that silence them. As soon as this card came out, my throat got really tight. So this could be the final release. Any of that sorrow you're releasing is allowing you to step into a place of feeling more expanded, more free, more capable of moving, right? Okay. I like this. Stepping into power. Very nice. Sorry, I'm trying to get to focus. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Let's see what else we got for the collective for November 13th to the 19th. Then we have grounding, go deep, explore your, okay, so you're not done yet. You're not done yet. Allow the sorrow to move through you. It's not going to be a single day thing. It's going to come in waves. And the purpose of the waves, just like a frequency, wavelength, right? Goes in a wave. But the purpose of it is to like, okay, let's get rid of a little and now let's integrate. Let's get rid of a little and let's integrate. The example I use all the time with my students is like, picture somebody who gets a large amount of weight removed from the body. The body typically goes through a state of shock if not properly prepared. The reason being is because it was accustomed to holding that immense amount of weight, right? So we do a little bit at a time to allow the body to acclimate. The same thing goes for your energetic body. If you purge an immense amount of something at a certain time, it might not always feel very pleasant. You have to do it in waves a little bit, and that's okay. Okay? It's the journey of allowing yourself to shift, right? Slow and steady. Okay, what is this? Rainbow blessings. Yeah, so now we have the doorway. I wanted to say golden doorway specifically starting to open up. Blessings are showering in your life. They're immediately showing me gold light to my third eye. This tells me that you're going to be, okay, this is more spiritual connections. It doesn't feel necessarily tied to, oh my gosh, your intuition's getting stronger. It just feels like you're now drawing in relationships that support your higher self and the way that you really think and feel about yourself. So make sure that's something of a positive light because this energy feels very positive, very supportive. I feel like the people you're going to be interacting with are what's really going to help you expand and grow. So this is going to be very, very, very supportive. Family, why is family coming up? Ascending the mountain, keep going. Okay, so family, there's going to be a divide. There's going to be a split in family. Family doesn't have to be blood. This could be the realization that a certain friend group that you associated with your family for a long time, you might be stepping away from. This feels more so, if I have to be honest, like a difference in beliefs or a difference in perspective and just kind of like, okay, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. I'm going to do what I want to do. You can hold on to that opinion or that thought, that perspective, whatever it is, not really my problem or my business, right? You could have it. That's cool. But don't try to shift mine. It feels like having that shameless and yet still loving understanding that it's okay to have your opinion and they can have theirs and they could coexist. You don't have to agree. And it feels very family related. Okay. I think that this is when we're going to see a lot of shifts in family dynamics because you're going to see certain groups of blood or not blood family start to get closer and closer and move together. Whereas there might be people in the black sheep and the family might start to shift, right? That energy of feeling like an outsider might no longer be you if that resonates with you, or it might become you, right? But it's this understanding of like, okay, there's a energetic shift happening here. And it's not that you're a black sheep, it's just that they don't resonate. These two energies don't resonate. Okay. And that's okay. Okay, that's it for this. We're going to clarify now. Wise leader in reverse, that's the angelic guides or these divine beings that you're going to start really connecting with. I recommend a lot of people take salt baths at this time, right? As long as your licensed health professional sees that it's of your highest good. Okay, cool. Um, Tarot of Dreams. Tarot of Dreams. I heard you. I can't find you. Okay, cool. So let's see what else we got. Spiritual connection. I'm very drawn. Um, it's interesting. I feel like we're gonna be doing a spread where we have the group that's at the higher, not in a comparative way, right? Things can coexist. Like picture two wavelengths, right? It just because one's higher than the other, it doesn't make it better. You're just having two different experiences. That's it, right? It's like you're on the fourth floor of a freaking apartment complex, somebody's on the third. Neither one's better than the other. You're just having different experiences, okay? Think of it like that because I feel like we're gonna get a split in regards to each pocket of the collective now. Okay. I heard hearing the past. I feel like this is some people having mediumship come in. Yep, this is a spiritual awakening. Okay, yep, so this is the higher wavelength. Let's get into this. Show me what I most need to see. This is all letting go. The ones who are shifting to this higher state and experiencing lots of change, they have this innate deep feeling of, I know divine change is coming, right? This is Jupiter energy, Sagittarius energy with the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Tells me that you sense it. It's not yet here. You know it's coming, but you're still in the process of releasing hurt and pain that is basically hindering you from fully receiving this new beginning because it has to do with old relationships or other people of the past that you're still letting go of. And with the Tower here, that's what you're allowing to crumble down. It's interesting because I feel a need to almost like pull the other collective and then see how these two energies interact because it feels like this other energy is not just like a collective wavelength. It's also going to be somebody in your life that, almost like a you versus them reading. So let's see this bottom group. Again, my throat's getting really tight. This has to do with ego because I keep hearing Leo. It doesn't mean I associate Leo with ego in a negative way, right? I love Leo. I'm a Leo moon. But with this Leo energy and strength in reverse, it just tells me that there is a lot of power struggles or distortion in regards to how this dynamic is perceived. Yeah, Six of Wands. Okay, so we have a failure or a victim mentality going on. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm getting frustrated. Like pulling for this group, I'm starting to get extremely frustrated. Um, it's almost like nothing's ever enough. That's kind of how it feels. Like nothing's ever enough. I try, try, try. Nothing's ever enough. It's gonna be why. Why? What's the why behind the trying? Show me what I need to see for the collective. Yeah, Five of Wands. Okay. Beautiful. I was about to say, as soon as the Five of Wands came out in reverse, I started to get calm again. I think that they're realizing this about themselves and they're starting the journey of beginning to get to this space. But right now, you're already integrating this space. So whoever this is, they're just starting the process of saying, oh gosh, like it's okay for me to kind of like have some time alone, really focus on my healing, to not engage in fights or any of this craziness right now. That is really good for them because they're going to slowly start to shift to this place of realizing that they're on their path, right? With the Chariot here, this is right for them. The separations I feel is going to be very temporary. It does feel very temporary. Okay. Okay. I want to get one more for the overall for this group. What's the overall for the Ten of Pentacles? Beautiful. I like that the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you might be like, you're crazy. No, it's not. It's not bad. It's not bad because it's letting go of foundations that are no longer stable or supporting your growth, right? So that's your overall. I like this for you. Okay. So let's clarify now. Let me get all these oracle cards out of the way. Okay, that's clarified. I keep hearing spiritual concepts. Spiritual concepts. Um, there's going to be a reset in how you connect and or how you think of spirituality. That's going to be different for everybody, and that's okay. I know even for me, my idea or connection with spirituality or my higher power constantly changes because I'm constantly changing, right? So as we gain new awareness, it's very normal for the way that we think about our higher power or our spirituality to resonate with us, right? It's going to be very different, and that's good because you're becoming very different. So it's just the shift to align with your new self, okay, your new lens. It's very healthy, so don't fight it. um I kind of, yeah, i I just kept hearing powerful. Powerful. Okay. Okay, good. I'm so glad this is resonating for you guys. Okay, so let's start with this. This is going to be a very healing spread. And the reason I want to start with this is because I think this is also going to give you insight into the parts of you, even if you resonate more with the letting go, it's going to give insight to the parts of you that you are going to start to see need to be released still. So they're going to piggyback off of one another, right? Because it's just a frequency. We all go through the frequencies. We just kind of go through them at different paces. Okay. So let's look at strength here in reverse. Yeah, the moon. Yeah, so what's hidden is these wounds, these fears. Okay, it's a desire. I don't want to say for love. I don't want to say for love. It's not a desire for love. Um, it feels like a desire for gratitude. Like, be grateful for me. Like, be grateful. Appreciate me. It feels more like grateful, though. The word grateful. It's almost like be grateful for me. And I think this is where the distortion is. Yeah, Five of Swords in reverse. Injustice. There's a betrayal. It feels like a self-betrayal. Whether it be from committing to a contract you knew was imbalanced or by betraying a contract that once was very healthy and balanced, right? Or maybe a little bit of both. It's going to be different for everybody. Yeah, Two of Wands. This was a conscious choice by whoever this is. Yeah, then you have this. Yeah, okay. Nope, no. This is self-betrayal. The Seven of Wands there, it cements that it's self-betrayal because it's almost like they feel this constant need to defend themselves. Like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't that, right? Okay, well, and that's normal, you know, eventually, like when we get to a place of understanding that this and that can be true, like, okay, I could see that I did this, and also I could also see that they did that, right? It's just knowing that they can coexist. Okay, there's this coming together is not meant for this person in the form that they're currently in, whoever this is. With the Judgment card there, they're wanting to come back or make an offer to have a sense of recognition of their own growth, where they're actually being asked to ask themselves, why do I want this recognition, right? Because the whole purpose of this lesson is for them to get to this place of, no, I don't need to fight to be um appreciated or grateful for, right? I can feel grateful for myself, grateful for my own growth, grateful for all that I've done and all that I've become, regardless of the other people, right? This is my life experience, right? Let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, Ten of Swords in reverse. Beautiful. I love this. Great. So they get to this place of understanding that the way that they were thinking or perceiving things, because swords rule the mind, intellect, and communication, was really harmful to their mental and emotional health. And so with the Eight of Pentacles there, they start putting themselves first and doing a lot of work on this. And that's what's slowly going to help them begin the journey of healing. The Magician is number ones, right? So they've already started at the Fool, the zero, right? And they're now embarking on realizing, okay, what's the proper way to use these tools to really connect with myself, to learn how to manifest or feel good about myself and harness my personal power, right? Okay. I feel the relationship coming up on this Eight of Pentacles all of a sudden. Yep, Ace of Wands in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Six of Wands. I was about to say, didn't we already have? Yeah, but that was the other deck. I got really confused for a second. Okay, so I do think that this person is still going to try and come in and heal this relationship. I do. Ace of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. I don't think it's going to happen this week. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to be long down the road. But I do think that there's going to be new opportunity in regards to career for both people. I think career is going to come first. It's going to help the self-worth improve. And that's when they're going to experience this recognition and personal power start to improve, whether it be you or them or both of you. And then the relationship itself down the line in divine time, because wands are indicative of soul and universal energy. That is when I feel that this will have a second chance or second opportunity, whether it be with this person or somebody who has a very similar energy to them. Okay, it doesn't mean your experience will be the same, but the energy of their soul might visit you in a new form. Okay, let's look at the Five of Wands. I heard creation unfolds. Goodness gracious. Okay, so there's a very deep desire to come in though with the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands and the Star. This feels like they know in divine time they're gonna be like, I'm gonna show them, like I'm gonna be this brand new self. King of Wands, Knight of Wands, and then we have the Star here, which is Aquarius energy. This is that Aquarius Uranus aspect is really what it feels like. It feels like someone who wants it, but they're like, okay, it's not time. It's not time. It's not time. And they keep hitting like the square, right, with Uranus. Um, and I think that's why they get to this place of overthinking it and then realizing, okay, I need to be patient, right? Temperance. I need to be patient. I need to allow this to unfold when it needs to, because they know it's not time to move forward yet. I really feel that their intuition is starting to improve, and that's very understandable because as we heal and we become more aligned with our authentic self, our intuitive self starts to come online as well. Okay. So let's look at the Four of Swords for this individual. Oh wow, I didn't mean to grab that many. Yeah, okay, so they're still healing from the wounds of this relationship. With the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Cups, and then the Five of Pentacles, it triggered abandonment, but also low self-worth all at the same time. And with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Cups, there is a Two of Cups relationship in reverse, which tells me that these two people were really in alignment in regards to their wounds and insecurities, right? Because the Two of Cups is typically like the twin flame card. I don't like calling it that, but it is a very strong relationship and connection. And so upright would be that you resonate at a higher frequency in your higher selves, and in reverse would be that you resonate in regards to your wounds or your insecurities, your ego, right? And so there's a lot of allowing not oneself to simply mourn the relationship, but the form of oneself that participated in the relationship. And that's what leads to this healing moving forward. So let's look at the Chariot, what's to come for this individual. High Priestess, Page of Pentacles, Strength, and the Tower. They're going to be very fearful of going back to this relationship. And as of right now, and it makes sense, especially if they're just starting this healing, right now their outcome is like they have this fear of wanting to go back and rebuild the relationship, but they're visualizing it kind of like how it used to be. And that's what's unhealthy. And so it's breaking down that old idea of what this relationship was, and allowing it to go, like really letting go of the relationship 100%, because that's what's going to help them move forward in the direction that's meant for them. Because if they're holding on to what the relationship was, they're holding on to the old frequency. You got to fully mourn it, release it, say, you know what, what's meant for me will always find me, right? And that's what's going to help them move forward. Okay, cool. So let's focus on this group up here and see how their energy is for the coming week. Very divine feminine. Very divine feminine energy. Okay. So let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this group knows that what's meant for them is going to find them. They're not really overthinking it. It feels very flowy, very feminine, right? Yeah, flowy. Six of Swords. Just flowing with it. It's going to move forward when it needs to. Yeah. Six of Swords, known as like smooth sailing, quite literally, in tarot. Um, let's look at the Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy. King of Cups in reverse, and the King of Cups was who started the previous spread, right? So there is this knowing that whoever it is that you're connecting with, or vice versa, that there's a divine connection there. And there's also this knowing that the emotional self is shut down. I feel like the Queen understands that this person's very angry or very hurt or feeling betrayed. It feels very intuitive, like, I know what you're feeling. It's not my intention. It's just, right, it had to be, right? And with the Emperor there, I feel like they just needed to kind of like take control of the situation. And they know in time that this will be very balanced and reciprocal again. But with the Six of Pentacles here and the Four of Wands in reverse, it's really interesting because it's almost like the Four of Wands doesn't feel like it exists yet. Like there's no energy with it, which tells me that it's more of like an idea than it is an actual thing. It's not the past foundation. I feel like it's kind of like, hey, when you're ready, I'll invest in something. Right? Six of Pentacles, if it's healthy. Let's look at the Four of Wands. Yeah, Magician in reverse. It's kind of like, I might want this, I might not want it. It's kind of like if it happens, it happens. It feels very, it just feels numb, like not in a negative way. Yeah, and you Fool in reverse. So this is all, it's like a potential path. It's kind of like, hey, I know I create my reality. I can have what I want. I know right now you're not emotionally receptive to me. If the time comes and this comes back, yeah, sure, maybe I'll entertain it. But it's kind of like I have a very balanced life right now. Everything is very like ebb and flow, creating, doing what I need to do, very in control. I like this. Let's look at the Six of Cups. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. They're very feminine. Queen of Wands in reverse. Seven of Swords. Okay, so they understand that this relationship brought out a side of them that was very like angry, like to the point that it could even be a little malicious. And I think that's why they realized like I don't like the version of myself that I was in this dynamic because the emotional imbalance angered me to the point of Queen of Wands in reverse, which can be very like, especially with the Queen of Swords, could be very cutting with their tongue. And then on the flip side, very nurturing with the Queen of Pentacles. Almost like, oh shit, I was just acting in a way I'm not proud of, right? And this foundation's not healthy. I feel like if anything, this is the individual that kind of like walked away. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. Sorry, Ace of Cups. Yeah, Hierophant. Knight of Pentacles. It's really interesting because these two people still feel like they're in a contract, like on a soul level. It just feels like it's like both people know like it's gonna come back together. So if you have a connection, doesn't have to be romantic with a friend or a family member or a past romantic partner. This could very much so be that knowing that with the Ace of Cups in reverse, both of you are healing your heart space. And as much as both of you might want to connect and share this love and do all of this, like, sorry, I got distracted. I was like, oh my gosh, all these chats to read. Sorry. Definitely got distracted. It feels like a very divine connection. Knight of Pentacles tells me that nobody's taking any tangible action, but emotionally you might still really feel one another. Like you might move through your day or constantly think about one another or even have dreams about one another or feel that pull to one another. That's just that divine connection. Let's look at the Tower. This is for this. They said one more. Yeah, Page of Swords. There's not going to, no, communication's not going to be healthy right now. It's not. No, it's going to be very angry. And then with this feminine still in the Queen of Wands in reverse, see, this is their wounds. This is that power struggle. That's why Leo was the first card out. A lot of fire energy, and it's Scorpio season. Don't do this shit. This is just going to be fighting, arguing, power struggles. It's not going to be progressive. It's not going to get you anywhere. Just allow each other to heal. Allow each other to heal because that's going to be, we'll see. What's it going to be? Debilitating, right? So let's go on to the Tower. Why is the Tower there? Yeah, for Temperance. Page of Pentacles. Both need to be patient. I don't think that the feminine is even ready to talk though, because she just now showed up as the Queen of Cups with the Page of Pentacles. I don't think that they're in a place to even communicate. It's kind of like once the Tower moment hits, that's when they're going to be like, okay, well, I finished my healing. I think I can communicate now. It's going to be very surface level. It's going to be, hey, how you been? How's life? What you been doing? Okay. So let's see what else we got. We have the Five of Cups, then we have the Five of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Ace of Wands. See? It's crazy because the opposite was in the other spread, wasn't it? Wasn't it the Ace of Cups upright and the Ace of Wands in reverse? No, they had the Ace of Pentacles. That's what it was. It was Ace of Pentacles upright and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So the masculine is learning how to build more stability, reliability, and like actual finances or structure in their life. And then they have this new beginning. Whereas the feminine is like, I just need to get to a place where I feel safe to open my heart to the potential of this new beginning again, whether it be with that person or somebody else. So let's look at the Ten of Pentacles. A lot of healing. I feel like this week is going to be a lot of awareness of what's stopping the heart space from opening or stopping you from building. Look at this. Like I said, this feels like the old foundation. It's just you both know like there's so much love, but the old foundation was not healthy, not stable, and it had to end. You got Ten of Cups on it. High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. I do think that the feminine's going to be working through like this desire to have this past relationship, but knowing that they can't fantasize about the relationship, right? Because the relationship has to take a new form, like a healthy form. It's very interesting. Okay, so let's see what advice we got for the collective. Let's get a crystal. What crystal will most help you this week? And then we'll get some advice as well on what you should do for the week, right? But seems like a lot of people are healing their relationships, which makes a lot of sense. Our north node is Aries, the sign of self, and our south node, which is where we heal and release, is in the side of Libra, partnership. Yeah. Show me what I most need to see for the collective. What crystal would most benefit the collective this week, please, Spirit? I'll say, I think we're going to get into Chrysocolla and Charote. I can't say it. Cartwright? Something. I'm gonna hold it up and you can figure out how to pronounce it because I have no idea. And I'm not even gonna pretend like I do. Okay, so we have wound healing. Well, that's fitting. This crystal provides deep physical and emotional healing, transmuting negative energy. It converts disease to wellness. With its assistance, you recognize that your greatest trauma is also your most profound gift. Accept it with grace. This crystal re-energizes, heals, and integrates dualities, healing past life dis-ease carried into the present. Beautiful. And then you have 4, Chrysocolla. Self-love. Wow, so we have a theme here. I like this. Tranquil and sustaining, this crystal encourages you to remain serene and strong during change or challenge, dissolving destructive emotional programming and increases energy assimilation. The divination for this one says, forgive yourself, accept with equanimity what you cannot change, let go of hurt, and rectify situations that can be healed. Be magnanimous, remain impartial and speak your own truth, but recognize when to be silent. Magic rituals may keep you chained to the past. There may be past life trauma to heal around being a woman or in your feminine, right? Which is also being receptive. Cool. And we'll get some final advice. Higher self, your life purpose is calling. How fitting is that? So as we start to ascend towards our higher self, right, we begin to get to this place of feeling more in alignment with our authenticity. And when we start to integrate our more authentic self, that means that we're also coming to a deeper acceptance of our ego, which rules our fears, insecurities, and wounds, right? So the ego, please don't think that I'm demonizing it because it's very much so needed. It's what protects us. It's the guard at the gate. It's our self-worth. It's our confidence, right? But it does house all these fears and insecurities because it's like, okay, in life you experienced this, it scared you, so let me protect you from that, right? It just basically funnels any yucky feeling and tries to prevent us from experiencing it again. So don't deem it as something that's bad, but remind the ego by embodying the higher self that's saying, hey, you no longer have to protect me from this. I have better tools now. I have better awareness now, and I love myself and accept myself. And I'm not going to make that decision, or I trust myself to choose the right people in my life, or I trust myself to make the right decisions for my well-being, right? And kind of reparent it and slowly take away that programmed reaction of feeling like you need to protect yourself in XYZ situation when you know that you no longer need to, right? So that's beautiful. Higher purposes. And then fire makes a lot of sense. Indulge in your passions. Spirit's lighting a fire under your ass. Yeah. So this is about indulging in the things that light you up. Focus on healing your personal power and your personal self-worth. This is not a time to be seeking it externally, nor is ever really a time to seek it externally. You always want to know that you can have and cultivate that power within you, right? But my dears, this is what I have for you. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, or you want to partake in spiritual mentoring with me, I'm a certified spiritual and shamanic life coach. My background's in biology and psychology, and I service globally. So if you want to become a certified Reiki practitioner, quantum healer, and or shamanic healer, go ahead and check out my website. I have a 6-month mentorship program. My 2024 group classes are posted, and I have a 2024 online workshop that is offered globally for those of you who are not local. So early bird pricing is available on that up until Thanksgiving or November 24th, right? Once that date passes, the pricing is going to shift. So if you want to get locked in for the early bird pricing for that 8-week workshop, go ahead, check it out. And please give this video a thumbs up, helps the channel grow. And I will see you tomorrow for your weekly readings. Later, Gator.